Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fallen London. Today we're going to be carrying on with the exceptional story, Stretch in the Sky. Alright you lot, just what is going on? The guard pushes his ruddy face through the bars of the cell door. You, he's pointing at you. Come here, we're going to have a little talk. Let's see if you're as deceitful a wretch as the rest. He opens the door and shoves you towards his office. Once you're inside, his tone changes completely. God, the lot of them. Glad it's you stuck in there rather than me. He sucks his teeth. Not trying to hassle you or anything. Have you made up your mind yet? Of course, I can't release anyone yet, but it'll put my mind at ease to know you've got someone in mind. What's your inclination? So we can choose the banded cousin. You're willing to declare her the least dangerous of the three, despite her claws. As the potential pirate, he seems harmless compared to his companions. He has no vicious claws, no apparent predilection for blackmail, or the retired spy. While he was arrested on the pirate's ship, even his file suggests that that's not why he's here. He was a skilled government employee. Is being punished for such. That's hardly fair. I think I am. In terms of danger, I feel the retired spy may actually be the least dangerous. It could be the tiger, but I don't understand enough of her backstory. And the potential pirate just makes me uncomfortable. I'm erring towards the spy. I'll say the spy. The spy? The guard pulls a face. The shifty secret stealer? That dirty little double dealer? Nah, he's an horrible piece of work. Why else would they keep him in here? We've the normal prison for ordinary criminals. The guard shakes his head like you've just told a clever joke. Course, I know you're gonna plumb for the pirate. He nods in agreement with himself. It's pretty bloody apparent that him and the real deal made a switch just before they were caught. We don't know what he's supposed to look like, do we? We've just got some second-rate actor in here who can barely remember he's meant to be scary. The guard shakes his head. The Admiralty were keeping this one in just in case, till they caught a real pirate captain. But if they need to release someone, this one's more likely to break hearts than stab them. Yes, I do not trust him. Right, I've got to send you back in a moment, or they'll get suspicious. But I've had a thought. A sly expression crosses the guard's face. You want to hear it? That wasn't really a question. Alright, let's listen to his suggestion, and then perhaps he'll return you to your cellmates and your work. You don't have to release one, you know. We just need to take one fewer to the floor below. He draws out his explanation, as though it is just coming to him, and not something he's been ruminating on for some time. We could take two of them to the next floor and just leave the third here. Perhaps he sees something in your expression, but he backtracks. Don't worry, we leave whoever it was plenty of food, even if it's the spy. He beams at you. Think about it? And with that, he leads you back to your cell, shoving you through the door with such force that you're catapulted to your knees. Some bloody use you are, he yells. Evening draws on. The guard yells for lamps out, and the pirate and tiger make their way to the dormitory. It should be a quiet night. With the window boarded up, there will not be a repetition of previous night's disagreement. The banded cousin curls up in the corner of the room. The potential pirate removes his boots and shirt and curls up under a blanket. The retired spy has not come through the main cell. Go fetch the spy, a chance to talk to him alone. You find him sitting at the writing desk, dimly lit by a small lamp. He starts when you draw near. Oh, thank you. But earlier, I misjudged things a little. I'm not certain what would have happened if you'd not... He winces, draws a hand to his neck, where a dark bruise flowers. Some people do not like to hear the truth. The tiger is one such, but The man looks lost. That's not a mistake I make. I know better, which is what scares me. He holds your gaze. Am I losing my wits in here? The spy grimaces. I've carried the regrets of others, quite literally, but it feels like too long. I suppose there was always going to be a price, but I was just doing my job. He stands up, starts moving towards the dormitory. Having to watch my mind crumble is far worse punishment than any prison. But if I could just get out of here, maybe I could fix it. I could return to the four-task kettle, have them take away the regrets which aren't my own, and a few that are. He heads to bed without another word. You've seen a crack in the facade, a chink in his armour. Once more, the guard's raucous yelling summons you and your companions from sleep. Your last day on this floor, my darlings. Take a moment to admire the view. Oh no, silly me, you can't. What with the window being boarded up like I asked? The man clearly finds himself hilarious. And you, he points at you, troublemaker, a word. The amount of time we spend with the guard, it's pretty obvious we're some sort of spy. In his office, the man turns a toothy smile on you. I had an excellent idea. Why don't you just tell him you can get one of them out? I reckon the squabble, what ensues, will be revealing. A quick way to see which is the nastiest of a bad lot. We can either agree to this idea, it will certainly provoke a reaction, and you needn't disclose your connections with their captors if you don't wish to. Or I can refuse. Telling them will only encourage the prisoners to lie. You don't need to know which is the most convincing dissimulator. You need to know which is the most harmless. But we cannot give him a response. You'll make the decision when it seems appropriate. There is no point answering in the hypothetical. I'm going to go with that option. Playing mysterious, are we? Bet you nick credit for good ideas too. Fine, it's no skin off my nose. I'm not the one who is deciding. I'm just trying to help. The muttering goes on in that vein for a while, nearly stopping before you are flung back among your companions. The guard does have a point. Today is moving day. You are almost out of time to gather as much information on the prisoners as you can. By the end of the day, you must make your decision. If you reveal that you can get one of the prisoners out of Newgate now, you could play them against each other, learn what they know of their companions. But would this break any slim trust they have in you? Will it help you or hinder? You can hear the guard down the back. You can hear the guard down the end of the corridor, doling out tasks to other prisoners. He'll be back soon. Now might be the last chance to talk to all three together and in private. So we have three options. Reveal your work for the Admiralty and can free one of them. You didn't commit to anything with the guard. Perhaps he didn't deserve to know what you thought. Still, you're making the decision now. We can reveal that you can help one, and only one, escape. We can keep the truth for yourself. Now is the time to make your decision, and you'd rather they treated you naturally, not trying to curry favour. I think I am going to go with keep the truth to yourself. I feel like this is gonna muddy the waters slightly. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep the truth to myself. Are you alright? The potential pirate seemed genuinely concerned. The guard does seem to enjoy putting you in your place. Don't worry, I'm sure he'll get bored eventually. Maybe after the move. Speaking of which, he sighs. I wonder what delightful occupations he has in store for us this morning. The furniture, mostly splintered wood, occasionally chipped stone, and food stores, mostly hardtack, need to be shifted from this floor to the one below. Anything that can't be carried must be left behind. Of course, it is you prisoners who must do the work. The guards have broken up the tasks. Some must break up furniture, others pack boxes, but most must shuttle loads towards the shaft down to the next level. A tedious game of pass the parcel. So we have 3 options. Assist the bandit cousin. She isn't able to carry boxes, but if someone passes her a rope to haul, she can drag a great deal along behind her. We can run relay to the potential pirate. He's shuttling furniture down towards the entrance to the lower level. His slight figure is overmatched by the furniture. A hand would doubtless be appreciated. Or we can take things from the retired spy. He's a man of mind, not muscle. Anything you could take from him will offer some relief. Let's assist the bandit cousin first. Looks like we've read that bit at the top already, so do we have anything new here? I think the only new thing here... What caused her to react so fiercely to the spy? It seems unlikely that they've not had disagreements before. Why did this one spur her to such an extremity? The bandit cousin grows still. The only movement is the rise and fall of her chest as she breathes. Finally, she speaks. You ask from ignorance. I forgive you. I understand that you expect greater restraint from nobility, and I agree. It was a lapse. She sits, considers her pause. For all that he is skilled in his profession. He knows how to goad. He jabs over and over, hunting for where a creature is raw. I let him find such a spot. I will not do so again. Let's go speak to another prisoner, I guess. Let's run relay for the potential pirate. Anything new in here? I guess I haven't unlocked anything new because I didn't tell them about my plan. Yeah, what about the retired spy? Let's probe the incident of the tiger. He goaded her, but did not seem to expect that reaction. Was he aiming for something else? He sighs, heavily. I was hoping, perhaps, that I could forget about that. You weren't to know that I would be fine. He pauses, snorts. Truth be told, I wasn't certain until it happened myself. The man looks at the back of his hands, considers his nails for a long moment. My confinement here has thrown off my judgment. At least I hope that's all it is. He grimaces. She's still a mindless thug, a bully. Unfortunate that she is the only prisoner who still has access to their weapons. Outside, she'd fear to touch me. Here, he shakes his head, here the brutes hold power, in and out of the cells. He meets your gaze. I wanted you to see her for what she is, just not to that degree. That seems fair. Okay, well, let's move on, I guess. Let's go with the potential pirate. I found something that might interest you, he nods, gesturing down the corridor. Moving the crates from the storeroom has revealed a large hole, a tunnel, sloping upwards. The pirate ducks into it. He has to fold almost double to walk. Come on, this way. The tunnel leads to the floor above the one on which you have been staying. It is dimly lit by the light of the false stars. You can see through the bars of a nearby cell. Its window was once boarded shut, but no longer. Shards of wood lie on the floor before it. The sound comes from an adjoining corridor, wet and rough, like someone slowly dragging a sack of wet gravel. A creature crosses before you, entering another corridor. It walks on all fours, its limbs equal length, its back deeply hollowed. Its skull is human. Almost. It has the grotesque exaggeration of a Punch and Judy doll. The potential pirate darts towards the junction. He does not look back to check whether you are still there. So we can go back below. Was that one of the monsters the prison is fleeing? What happened to a prisoner left behind on this floor when it was abandoned? Either way, it seems unwise to stick around. Or we could follow him. What could he be up to to risk this. We're going to follow him. The potential pirate darts between hiding spots, gently testing cell doors as he passes. He's moving with purpose. But what is he seeking? You can't call out to ask. One cell door opens with a squeal. The potential pirate heads inside, straight for the open window, and through it. He balances outside, one hand grasping the frame, one foot on the sill. Damn, 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 damn. He swings back in and shakes his head. Instead of explaining himself, he leaps past, grabbing a long, sharply splintered bone from the ground. With a grunt, he stabs the creature now blocking the exit. Through what would be, in an ordinarily proportioned man, its heart. It recoils enough to clear the way. We'd best move. He heads the way back in silence. He goes after you down the tunnel, listening to ensure nothing is following. Let's get back. He is careful to shut and bolt the storeroom as you go. So what did he do outside of the window? No one seems to have noticed your absence. By the time you're back at your cell, the last of the work is done. Guards shepherd groups of prisoners back to their cells to await escort to the floor below. You must keep yourself occupied in your cell till they reach your group. The retired spy is amusing himself with a game of solitaire. The bandit cousin is sleeping on the floor. After your diversion, the potential pirate went into the dormitory to change his shirt. His expression was grim. He has not come out again. Let's go see what happened. The pirate sits on his bed, resting his head in his hands. He looks up when you enter. Sorry about earlier. Wasn't planning to just go off, but I figured you wouldn't let them catch you. He rubs at a patch of stubble. I didn't know what we'd find, but when I saw the window, I just thought I might find one I could climb through. Thought I could go up the stalactite, get away from this place from the top. He shrugs. I've tried from down here, of course, but higher up. He shakes his head. I just want to go home. He meets your eyes. That was the best part of the trip to Z, coming home. And maybe I can't ever again. He forces cheer. Still, I was not being a good host, eh? The guard shouts for you from the other room. Again. Alright you, get over here. Let's discuss that thing what you did. Wait, what did I do? The guard summons you to his office. Your dirigible is on its way, and we've got to move him now. He pauses. Well, soon. He grudgingly admits. His face is flushed and sweating. He is eager to have this over with. I reckon you should pick that spy. Horrible little man. But his expression grows calculating. But don't release him. Don't take him back down with you. Just leave him up here to thrive with the floor to himself. It's the least he deserves. Is this a long-running grudge, or has he read the spy's letter already? So, in your professional experience, who's the least likely to commit a horrible murder the moment they're out of the clink? I'm just going to say let him know I still need a little more time. Bloody hell, if you must. The guard rolls his eyes. I shall have to amuse myself in the meantime. Give me a nod when you're ready. He shoves you back into your cell, barely mustering the enthusiasm to even make you stumble. I'm just going to check there's no new things. He's recovered from his reverie and paces the room. He winks when you catch his eye. Yeah, we can talk to him about home. He mentioned it after his escapade on the upper floor. Maybe if he tells you more, it'll prove informative. Home? Where the heart is, right? He leans against the wall. Which means he could be anywhere with the right company. Even here. His tone is flirtatious, but he looks sad. What does home mean to you? For me, it's waiting until the waves are right, dodging through the snares, hooking up the winches to the ship, then that eternal wait as you're hauled up to your berth. It's as much that anticipation as it is the first drink at the Arran Limpid. Seeing who else is still there, still alive, still free. He holds his hand up. But I'm going on again. The potential pirate summons a smile, but his jaw is tense. You've had to listen to me drone on about my favourite subject, namely me. What does it mean to you? You loyal to London? Or more fickle, like to Rome? Let's see if there's anything new with the banded cousin. I don't think there will be. No. So, who do I want to choose? Check the spy as well, to make sure. Nope. I'm thinking about releasing the spy. I genuinely am. I think the potential pirate, there's something about him that I just don't trust, and the banded cousin, like the retired, if I believe the retired spy, is a thug. So I think I'm going to go with the retired spy. You cannot change your mind and will no longer be able to question the prisoners, but there is still the guard's alternative. Perhaps you do not mean to free him at all. No, having a retired spy on my side probably works out quite well. Wouldn't have been my choice. Yeah, they say he's retired and all that, but can't trust a nose, can you? He grimaces. Just have to hope he takes any disgruntlement out of my betters. Not that I've have anything to hide, of course. Shakes his head. Decision's made though. Anything goes wrong, it's not my fault, not my problem. And it means we can get the others down, so we can close this floor up. About bloody time. He returns you to the cell and your fellow prisoners. Alright, you lot. You're the last group to go. The guard glowers at the four of you. For security reasons, we'll be taking you down in pairs. You and you are coming first. He points at two of your companions. All of you, get your things now. His face is flushed with bellowing. Right, let's gather up our things. It's time to put up a new Newgate behind you. The potential pirate and the banded cousin are herded downstairs by a trio of burly guards. You are left alone with the retired spy, who looks at you, his expression impassive. Left till last. Fairly auspicious. It does not take you long to gather your things. You brought little to assist in maintaining your disguise. The sounds of the others quieten as they grow further away. Time passes. Eventually, the tread of heavy feet announces the return of your familiar guard. You ready? He looks at you. Your ship's docked. He unlocks the cell door and points down a corridor. Door's over there. It's open. He turns in the opposite direction, heading down to the floor below. A booming echo announces the door closing behind him. The retired spy glances at you, but says nothing. You head in the direction the guard pointed, wending your way back to where you first arrived. You pass dozens of cells, all locked. Perhaps an attempt to impede the progress of those expected to break in through the cell windows. It does not take long to reach the exterior door. It stands open, a key thoughtfully left on the outside of the lock. The retired spy is several steps behind you. You have barely a moment. If you wanted, you could rush the door and lock it from the other side before they reached it. Or you could both descend to London in the dirigible, just there, waiting for you. So we can head back to London with the retired spy. The dirigible has not been tied up, it's ready to leave the moment that you are aboard. Or we can abandon them. Perhaps you feel them too dangerous to be allowed out. Perhaps you think this is fitting punishment for their crimes. Perhaps you simply do not care at all. No, we're gonna go back with the spy. I'm not that heartless. I don't think I could ever be that heartless. The retired spy follows close behind you. A crewman kicks the gangplank free the moment the two of you are safely aboard. The dirigible pulls away, then drops steeply. There is little time for conversation. No matter, your companion leans over the rail, gazing hungrily at the city. At Wolfstack, your landing is gentle. You are shown off the craft politely, but firmly. The retired spy is treated similarly. The matter of your pay is not broached. Presumably, that is the purview of those more senior to the dirigible staff. We're at the epilogue. The legendary inefficiency of the Admiralty strikes again. It is weeks since you left Upper Newgate, and you still have not been paid. Only the knowledge that the Admiralty would not wish a disgruntled former agent to blab about Upper Newgate keeps you patient. They would not dare renege on the agreement. The clang of your letterbox, the soft thump of letters falling to the floor. Another day, another bundle of post through the door. Here we go, sort through your post. Bills, one misaddressed, one envelope addressed in tediously neat handwriting, and a thick cream envelope with an Admiralty seal. Could this be what you are owed at long last? You open the Admiralty's letter first. Terse sentences outline that you have fulfilled your task, and that the writer expects that you are honoured to have done the Admiralty a service. A scrawled thank you note suggests that a junior realises that recompense is required. An enclosed manuscript. Ancient, worn, possibly stolen from a museum, is for you. The writer hopes that it will do. In case you were interested, the junior adds the potential pirate has been performing comedic monologues for the benefit of the guards and other well-behaved prisoners. Apparently he's really worth seeing. They might have to release him to Mahogany Hall so others can experience it. The bandit cousin didn't take well to having 2 new prisoners moved in with her, but after biting a chunk from one man's thigh, all is well. Her new cellmates now treat her as she feels befits her station. The other envelope is from the retired spy. Is he still retired? You did not, after all, provide him with your address. He is also acutely familiar with, and apologetic about, the contents of the message from the Admiralty. Till he applied pressure, you were going to be sent nothing at all. This will change, he promises, if slowly. He must still work at arm's length. He will not risk returning to London anytime soon, but he feels compelled to point out, were it not for your kind intervention, he would not be working at all. We got a primeval hint, and moves in the great game. Well, let's go on with our day. You have worked your way through any message of import. The bills can wait. As you step outside your door, a gaggle of urchins scurry away. They'd been playing a game drawn on the pavement with coal. From a nearby rooftop, a cat bids you good day. Further down the street, a fishmonger shouts her wares, the stench undoing her advertising attempts. Above you, the prison guards slowly lose their battle against those who come from the roof. Will Newgate survive until the next city should ever come? These are not concerns of yours, happening so far above your head. But for a little while, the cage of the upper prison was your world. It seems advisable to not let it be so again. And that is the end of the exceptional story. So I am going to thank you all very much for following through this story with me. I liked the characters in this one. I thought they were brilliant. I'd like to know what happened to the other people. So if anyone knows the story for the tiger or the pirate, please let me know, because I'm interested. I want to know if the pirate was actually the captain or if he was an actor. I don't know, because I didn't find out. But if you free him and you find out, please let me know. But yes, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you next time.